Right, so in this video, you will learn how to create your own binary option script for IQ option, one like this, which will give you buy and sell signals according to your own strategy. So this video just uses the basic simple strategy of the combination of the Bollinger Band as well as the CCI. But obviously this is not a good strategy. You will use your own strategy to create this script. I'm just giving you this for purposes of education only. And then if you do want a good working script, you need to watch my video and then just go to my channel and download the script. Just go to my channel, my binary options group on Telegram, and then on the file section, just download this one, Bond Traders Free Scripts. That's the one that is free, but it's also very good, right? And then the other scripts, I do not sell that one. That's the one I use to provide you guys with signals. For those who are paying for signals, right? But let me just show you how to go about creating a script. And I think this will be a good example since it involves an indicator which uses a moving average, which is going to be the Bollinger Band. But you will see that in a moment. So let's look at what the script entails first, right? What is in the script? So let's go to this script and look at it. So it's just the basic stuff. So I have a buy signal, and here I can select the color for the buy signal. Maybe let's change this to green, and then let's change the sell signal to red, right? I should be able to see these changes on the chart. Okay, there we go. Now we have buy and sell, which are red, right? So that's basically what I have. And then, so let me create the script from scratch. So you'd go to, we'll go to indicators section and then the script section, and then you'll see create new. Just say add new, and then you click on this open in editor, right? So that's where we will okay, for now, maybe let me remove the other one. So let me remove the other one. So let's go to the edit scripts and let's remove this one. Okay, cool stuff. So now let's go back to the editor and edit this one. So let's call it, let's give it a name here. This is where we're going to write the code. So let's give it a name. Let's call it just an example, or maybe good script. Yeah, let's call it good script, right? So that's the name. And then let's use the icon for the Bollinger Band, right? I'll show you where that comes from. And then just set the overlay to true. And then that's the first stuff that we do. We just create an input group for the buy signal, right? So that's going to be for the buy signal. So what did the input group really do? It just took in an input for the buy color signal, right? So let's just say here buy color. And then remember the color, it had a default settings, but you can also choose any color that you want. So for that, we will say it's going to come from an input of the user, but it will also have the default value. So the default color will be for the buy signal, let's just say lime. Yeah, let's say lime, and then all right, and then the type of this input is a color. So the type equals input color, right? So input dot color, right? Okay, that's the first stuff. So that's just for the buy signal. We should do the same for the sell signal, but let's see if what we are doing is correct so far. So let's just save and then click on this add to plot icon here. And then let's see on the edit scripts. So I do have the good scripts. Let's see what it has on the color section. So it has the color and then it has the lime as the defaults. Okay, cool. So we also need to add the cell input as well. So we're just going to copy and paste this because it's pretty much the same thing. So copy and paste and just change from by. We are going to be on a cell now, and then here cell color. So the default color for the cell is going to be red, and the same thing happens. It's an input color. So again, let's check now what's the story. Good script. And then on the colors, okay, now we have both of the buy and the sell. Okay, good stuff. Now we need to define our strategy, right? So we need to define our strategy. So in this section, I'll just define the strategy. Okay, so the strategy is based on a Bollinger Band, right? So let me explain something first so that you understand. Right, you guys know that I code for MT4 and MT5 scripts, indicators, and expert advisors. But for IQ option, they're using a language that's very limited. So they don't have a lot of indicators in their inputs. So for you to be able to create a strategy that's based on a Bollinger Band, you need to understand how a Bollinger Band is actually derived. So a Bollinger Band is just a moving average. So this line here at the center, that's the baseline. That's the moving average. It's just a simple moving average depending on the period that you are using for the Bollinger Band. Right now, we're using a period of 14. So that's a simple moving average based on the 14 period, right? And then what you see here, let me go to the settings. You have a deviation. This is the standard deviation, which determines how far away the upper and the lower bands are. So we're just going to create a simple moving average and then create the upper bands based on the standard deviation, right? They said the upper bands and the lower bands are 2 standard deviations apart from the moving average. So let's create the baseline. So the baseline will be a simple moving average. That's going to be an SMA. So it uses the closing price. And then we said the period was 14. So, and then let's create now the upper band, right? So the upper band is going to be exactly the base plus 2 standard deviations from the baseline. So here's how to write the standard deviations. And again, we're using the close for the 14. So that's it. So I'll just put this inside parentheses so that it looks okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that's good. And then I do the same for the lower band, right? I do the same for the lower band. Actually, no, I should not be doing this. Maybe let me just do it the other way around. Yeah, I'll just say 1 standard deviation times 2. Yes, 1 standard deviation times 2. Yes. Okay, yeah. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so now this is the lower band. So I need to change from upper to lower, and then the lower band will not be plus, but it will be minus, right? So from the lower band to the upper band, it will be plus, and then from the middle band to the lower band, it will be minus the standard deviation. So that's essentially how this is operating. Okay, now I just need to add one more thing. Remember, we said our strategy also has a CCI. So let's just add a CCI here. let's say our CCI tends around overbought and oversold conditions at around 200 and minus 200. So for the CCI, it's also very, very simple. So this is the Bollinger Band. Now the CCI, just going to say my CCI here is going to be CCI and then close. The period for the CCI again is the default one, 14. But obviously, when you're doing this, you are going to be adding your own periods and on everything. I'm just showing you how simple it is to actually create this thing. Okay, now I have my CCI and now I have my Bollinger Band, the upper band and lower bands, because all I'm looking for, I'm just looking for the close, for the candle to close above the higher band or the upper band, and then the candle to close below the lower band, while it's also closing above the 200 and below the minus 200 on the CCI. If that's the case, then I do have a buy condition and I do have a sell condition. So let's define these buy conditions and sell conditions. So we'll just call this buy condition, and then we are going to define it according to the Boolean, right? So we are going to say whenever the price or the close of the price is above the Bollinger Band, the upper band, right? So whenever the price closes above the upper Bollinger Band, and what else? I want the CCI to be above. So I want my CCI to be above 200 as well. Sorry, that's the sell condition, right? That's the sell condition. So if the price closes above the upper line of the Bollinger Band and my CCI is also above 200, I want to sell there, right? So that's the sell condition. If this is the case, then I want to set my sell condition to true. Otherwise, the sell condition is going to be false, right? So I'll just copy and paste this because it's the same thing for the okay, for the buy condition, right? So let's define the buy condition right here. So it's just going to be the opposite. So if the if the price closes below, now not the upper band, but sorry, it should close below the lower band and not the upper band. So if it closes below the lower band and my CCI is below not 200 but below minus 200, because that's what's down here. This is minus 200 and this is plus 200. And then if that's the case, then I want to set this condition to true, and then I want to set it to false if it's not the case, right? Then the last thing, we're just going to plot the signals, and then we are almost done, right? So how do I plot the signals? Well, like you saw at the beginning, it's just the shapes that appear on the charts, as well as that small word which will say buy or whatever, right? So we are plotting the shape. We are going to use the plot shape function. So plot shape. So we are going to use, let's start with the buy condition. So we are going to plot a certain shape when there is a buy condition, right? So if the buy condition is true, right? So if the buy condition is true, remember here I was saying set it to true if this is the case, and then set it to false if that's not the case. So for each candle, it will just run through this to know whether it's true or false on this particular candle. So if on this particular candle it's true, I want to plot the shape, right? So I want to plot the shape. So I'll start by I start with just determining which group I'm on. So if this is the buy condition, then I'm going to plot the buy. So I'll just type here buy, and then From the by, I want to plot the actual shape. So we'll start with the shape style, right? It can be any style, as you will see here. So it can be an arrow, it can be a cross, it can be diamond, it can be a flag, right? But for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to use the arrow side. So it's going to be the arrow up because we are buying. And then also I want to set the shape. Should I set the location first or what? So let's set the size first, right? Let's set the shape size. So the shape size will be, let's just make it huge for now, just for simplicity's sake. And then lastly, the shape location. So where do you want it to be? To be above the candle or below the candle, right? So I want the shape location to be below the candle since we are in a buy trade, right? And then since we are in a buy, okay, so this will be my default. And then I also want, remember, I was getting a signal and then I got the shape which was a buy shape, right? But I also want to get a text that says maybe buy or buy here or buy now, whatever, right? So I want that text to be, let's say buy now, right? So I want that text to be buy now. And then also, okay, I forgot to use I forgot to add the shape color. The shape color should be here. So I'm going to use the buy color, right? Okay, and then also for the text, I wanted to have the same color as the shape color. So for the text, I'm also going to use the buy color. So if the text is green and the shape is green, it will be uniform, right? So I think that's pretty much it with the shape, right? So let's see if we have this shape here. Okay, there we go. I've just saved it and it's saying buy now, buy now. Let's see if it's doing exactly what we wanted it to do. Buy now, yes, I see here on this candle, the candle closed. Let me zoom it a bit for you guys to see. So the candle closed below the lower band, and it also here, the CCI is below, right? Same thing here, right? Okay, cool stuff. Now let's do the same for the sell signal, right? Let's do the same for the sell signal. Let's do the same for the sell signal. So I'm going to plot the shape only when the sell condition is true, right? So I've pasted the sell condition here, and I'm going to say sell here. So now we are working with the sell shape. So from arrow up, we're going to change this to arrow down. Okay, the shape size is pretty much the same. But then the color, I'm going to use the sell color here, not the buy color. And then the shape location, this one will now be above the bar, right? And then it will say sell now, right? Sell now. And again, this should use the sell color. Okay, let's try and save this and see if we can get some signals. Okay, yes, we do. Okay, there are the signals. Sell now, sell now, sell now. As you can see, they are closing above the Bollinger Band. And as you can see, the Bollinger Band is also above 200 in these candles here. So that's pretty much what I wanted. That's pretty much what I wanted. But obviously, you will you will create a strategy that works, right? So if you want to know how to backtest a binary option strategy, I do have a video on my channel. Just look for the video that talks about backtesting binary options, right? It will say fast backtest binary options or any indicator. So yeah. I think that's pretty much it with the obviously I'm going to do more strategies like how to code one that has like stochastic and stuff, but it's pretty much the same thing with the CCI, stochastic and CCI. but yes, I'll do more videos on this, and then you can just keep learning over time, right? But that's how you write your own binary option script, right? So right now we have our scripts. Okay, maybe this cell now is just maybe let me change the cell now. I'll remove the now. I'm just going to remove the now and just say buy, not buy now. I'm just going to say buy, and I'm just going to I'm just going to say sell, not sell now, right? Let's remove that. Okay, yes, now it looks a bit cleaner, right? Now it's a bit cleaner. Yes. So, okay, as you can see, CCI was above, and then here we also closed above. So this was a good sell opportunity, right? Well, according to our strategy, but obviously you'll develop a strategy that is proven to be very good in terms of accuracy. I do have a strategy like that. Even my free script is good, but it's not as good as my other scripts which are not giving out for free. But yes, guys, take care. This is how you create your own scripts. That's it from me. Do subscribe to the channel, and so that you get more videos, and yeah, hit the notification bell as well. Cheers, guys. Till the next one, I'll see you.